Welcome to the MAT205 walkthrough. This is about the course Quantitative Explorations in Everyday Life. This is a well-designed and thought-provoking class. In this class, you'll explore real-world functions and go on a deep dive into financial mathematics. These 5 weeks will be extremely challenging and also quite rewarding. It will take some focus to succeed, and here's where you need to focus first. In week 1, you'll see that all of these items are listed. Once you post your introduction, you want to do Learning Lab 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the homework, as those items will prepare you to succeed in the week 1 discussion. After you've done that, you can take the week 1 quiz. The order that you do these assignments in really matters, as doing them labs, then homework, then discussion, then quiz can make this a much smoother road for you to bicycle down as you're bicycling down that sidewalk of learning mathematics. Now, what happens when you go into the Learning Lab? Well, I opened up Learning Lab number 2 so we could look at one question together. This question asks us to take this number, which is in scientific notation, and write it as a decimal. So for me to think about doing that, I can type my answer out, but you might want to handwrite it, and I'll show you why. A single red blood cell is about 7 times 10 to the negative 6 meters in diameter. So that means it's going to be a number that has a 0 and a decimal point in front. Now it's got a 6 in there, so that means that if you count the 7 and any other digits that might be in another problem and all the zeros, there should be 6 of those total. So I'm going to put in a 7, and then I'm going to use my back arrow. I'm going to type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's check and see, are there 6 total? If I start over here on the side of the 7, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 7 times 10 to the minus 6. And then I can learn in the Learning Lab because it will show me the answer. Look, we got it right. So when we're doing the Learning Labs, remember that as you go along, you'll be able to check yourself. And then you might say, well, what about the homework after I do the friendly Learning Labs? Well, the homework, you will be able to click on this button. Since I'm the professor, it says preview, but it will say take the quiz for you. There's no time limit, and each assignment contains 20 problems. Note that you can continue to take this. Do you see this here? Unlimited attempts allowed. And look, for the quiz, unlimited attempts allowed. So this quiz will have 5 multiple choice, true or false, or short answer question, and it's worth 5% of your grade, and it has unlimited attempts. Did you know that your highest score is the only one that is counted, and that is done so automatically? So when you're going through and learning, you really have a chance to shine if you do the Learning Labs first, then the homework, and then the quiz. In the homework, there are many video tutorials that are part of that homework question that will assist you in guiding you through specifically how to do that type of problem with a brief professor-created video. So this will repeat in weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5, and in the week 5 we'll also have a journal assignment where you'll reflect on what you've learned. So in week 1, what's the very first thing you want to do? Well, that is to post your introduction. Remember, when you're posting your introduction, you want to look at the assignment and be sure to hit every discussion comment that is mentioned in the post your introduction directions. So it says you need to introduce yourself to your fellow classmates, so let us get to know you a little bit. It says you need to explain your primary worries or excitements about the class. If you are, like many students, a little scared of doing math, let us know. If you love math and we're always hoping to be able to take math and write fewer papers, let us know. However, if you're not comfortable sharing your feelings, let us know, what do you hope to get out of the class? Remember to hit that bullet point and address those points. Then it says you want to use a video and learn about a few mathematicians and choose a math hero. That's someone who uses math on the job, and discuss with the class why you made that selection. So a good introduction follows the instructions one by one, cites an outside source, and uses the outside source and cites it in line. This is part of participating in a college class. If you're assigned to watch a video, like the week 1 video on ethnomathematics, make it plain that you did so. It's a short video. I think it's 6 or 7 minutes long. So remember that you also want to hit this last bullet point. Math is considered the language of the universe. It is everywhere. You don't want to forget to give 2 examples of the use of math in real everyday life. Remember, we have supports for you in this class, and one of them is this instruction that you can learn about how to write a discussion forum post. So let's discuss the other supports and help that you'll find in class. During class, everyone will need to attend at least 1 live learning session, and your week 3 discussion will cover what you learn in the live learning session. It says part A, in the live learning session you attended, 2 questions were discussed. Address both questions. And then part B, you want to do both parts. Reflecting on the live learning session, briefly discuss 2 main points that you can apply to this class, future courses, your professional and personal life. And you want to make sure to read these and really spotlight those 1 or 2 ideas or strategies that most impacted you, and be specific, sharing examples presented in the live learning session and specifically how you will apply those. Remember that attending live learning is something that prepares you to succeed in discussion, but it is also a support offered in this class, because when you attend live learning after the main presentation, your questions can be answered. There's also tutoring. If you were to click here on the tutoring on demand, you may also attend the tutoring on demand. And if you go back to the home page, there's even a video where your fellow classmates shared about how tutoring on demand helped them as parents and working adults in under a minute. And I encourage you, if you're a little nervous about trying the tutoring, listen to what other working adult students had to say about it. And then in addition to that, you have the chance to ask a question of your professor. So remember, we have supports in this class supporting you to succeed. We have live learning, we have tutoring on demand, and of course you can ask your professor. This can be a great course where you really learn about how math is used in everyday life. And I really want to welcome you to the class. You can do it. Start with your introduction and let's get going.